Is June the 28th. And what happened is somebody I was trying to get in touch with who's with a major internet company here. I think he might be the owner, a part of the digital party, pirate party, Murdur. Murdur. Someone in the party tried to contact him to get in touch with me because I need to communicate with Julian Assange about what I'm going through. This falls right into his category, and it may actually have an effect on getting him freedom if he goes into it and publishes the details of what I'm going through. Julian Assange. And the thing is, the thing that's sort of sours the sale of my case is me being black. Being a black person is considered unimportant or irrelevant. It's not so attractive to general media. But Murdo now, since a member of his party has tried to contact him, it has, on my behalf, weeks have passed by and there's been no response to the email. The two email providers I use, tutanota.com, but the first one I started using was Proton Mail out of Switzerland, protonmail.com, and the other one is German-based. It's called tutanota.com. Both of them privacy advocate email servers. So that means there would have to be an order via pressure from the U.S. to the EU and the EU to Germany and Switzerland to give up my records and my communications and to be able to backdoor and intercept and to impede communications. If that is, and I'm a guy that has no money, wears dirty socks, reaches out to fellow Muslims because I am not white, I'm not European ethnicity, I'm not a person of the soil and of the land of Europe, and I have no right to ask of banking or financial institutions for financial aid or help or loans to be able to stand on my feet to satisfy work offer contracts, to bring myself into a position to be employable, unlike Asiatics and other immigrants who have greater family pools and extended family structures that they can marry from in order to generate revenue and to become tax-paying productive citizens or residents wherever they live. I'm not allowed to do that by this operation. And what I augur, because my inferences are inferior and deficient as a layman, is that there's some secular Muslim influence activity or even apostate Muslim activity that have targeted me because I want to hold on to this religion. I want to hold on to this religion regardless whether the community shuns me or tries to make me feel like an outcast or make me feel irrelevant. I want to hold on to this Islamic religion. And they would say it's a part of God's test and then sweep it under the blanket of God's test. God's test, God's testing you. But they don't act as fellow believers. So the only community that has reached out to me is the imamate and the director, the missionary of the Ahmadiyya, which they would consider a slander to say the word Qadiani. The Ahmadis don't like it when you say Qadiani. Ghulam Mirza Ahmed of Qadian. But the Ahmadiyya movement is the only people that have reached out to me with funds and with kind and with word and whatever to try to give me shelter and to try to maintain my dignity as a Muslim. They're the only people that have reached out to me. Everybody else has outcast me. Everybody's supposed to be Sunni that identifies as Sunni. Shiite don't even come near me. But everybody that identifies as under the blanket of being Sunni, under the blanket of being what you would call Wahhabi, under the blanket of what you would call Sufi, most of the people have outcast me. The only people that gave me a little bit and little trickle of a little interest and compassion were people that ascribe to Sufism, which is also considered a bid'ah and a deviancy. But the people that are on core Salafi, core religion, and puritanical religious tenets of Islam, they have for the most part had little or wanted nothing to do with me. Because there's one prominent one, Bilal Phillips, who I met personally when he was in Dubai after he was expulsed from Saudi Arabia. Bilal Phillips didn't want much to do with me because he said, you're a beggar, you're a dirty beggar. You're a beggar like that. But I don't know what to do. I'm here on my prayer rug, which is my scarf. I'm making dua to Allah like this. But then what they'll do to be against you, you make dua, then they will cite the hadith about the man who just sits in the mosque and is opposed to one who goes out and work or goes out and look for work. I can't legally look for work here. So people would say, then go back to the U.S. where you can legally look for work. I don't want to say what was coming out of my mouth is the word detest. I don't want to say that I detest America or that I detest the United States. I don't. Nor do I do as people. But what I detest is living there and the way I have to be targeted as a black man. I don't like that. I don't like that, man. Living there like that. So I tried to send to someone what they call Nasiha Dean or Nasiha Sessions, Brother Imran. I tried to contact him through Proton Mail. The logo that you see there next to the words African Date, that logo is a logo for Proton Mail out of Switzerland, and that's all I get. All I get is junk. So what I got to do is go in there and I got to close it, the Proton Mail. Well, I'll be getting junk all day from dating, matchmaking services, trying not to date or to do zina, but trying to get married. Because out of the conventional channels, what you would call Wahhabi or Sunnah or Salafis or Muhajjabat or what they call Munakabat, the channels people don't want to associate me or to refer me for nikah or marriage or recommend me or even tune me into it. Yeah, at all. So what I'm trying to do now, this is an American sister. See, last one is 8:31, 8:02. What does it says? And I left a message saying, and she always comes on around the same time, like 7 something, 8 something, and only once or twice in a given day. Let me see. This is a message that I left. I'll show you in a minute.
Inshallah, you are having a rosy Eid. Eid al-Fitr, inshallah. Your family, everything is well. Alhamdulillah. Inshallah, I miss communicating with you. Alhamdulillah, but I wish there was some sort of answer, or some sort of communication as to what happened. But if you are okay, Alhamdulillah. For me, I don't do well with the no response or just a total disappearance or departure of someone. I just worry about people and I get concerned, not just for myself. If there's something or anything discovered or what turns someone away, I would please like to know. But inshallah, may Allah bless you and your family and so forth, and give you tawfiq, inshallah ta'ala. But I would love to know how you are doing. Alhamdulillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh.
You see, and you could see last seen today 8:02, but an American sister who's living in the Gulf states, in the Arabian Gulf, but no response. Suddenly, no response at all. So then, as I said, I noticed the search results with my identity name, Adam Jabril, which I may have to change again. The identity has been monitored and completely changed and augmented with the SEO results of my name, bringing up prioritization. So someone is targeting my identity and changing it to morph different things. See that I've been here living in Iceland, staying in Iceland. I don't legally live here. I don't have the legal right to live here. And I have to respect the people and the nature and the government and the culture of the land of Scandinavia. I have full respect for them, man. But I ran away from something in America, and it wasn't criminality. If I had criminal charges, I didn't know it when I left. I was running away from poverty, protracted poverty in a system that is disingenuous, just offering me to live in the streets for the rest of my life, being homeless and looking for a handout and no shelter and no place to live. That was all that's being offered to someone like myself. There's no rehabilitative, no transitional housing of your own that you can get into, like a studio apartment or anything. There's nothing like that.